Alright, so finally, after a ton of time, we're going to do Intro to Gunpla Part 2. So this time I want to focus on tools that you could use to increase your models, to make them a little bit better. Last time, I only showed you two tools, which were these two, Tamiya nippers and a hobby knife. So this video is going to start off assuming you've already bought these two and you know how they work, you're comfortable with them. This would be if you want to bring your Gundams up to the next level. So what the objective is you want to start to turn your Gundam model into more of a display piece instead of just simply snapping it together. So what can you do to improve it to make it look a little bit better? So the first thing we're going to start with is sandpaper. 800 grit, this is a small piece if my camera wants to focus on it. The higher the number of grit, the better the sandpaper is going to be as far as like smoother. I use 800 grit. Most modelers use between 600 and I would say around 1400 grit. 800 is a good middle number. So what you would use this for is if you're working on a part and there's like a blemish or a nub from where you cut it off, you can use the sandpaper to lightly rub it down to make it more smooth and less noticeable. This will help hide the fact that it came off of runners and make it look a little more like presentable. You can get sandpaper from Walmart, you can get it off eBay, Amazon, anywhere. It's very cheap and pretty easily accessible. Here, I'll go ahead and put all the tools in a little spot. Nice. Alright, so the next one we're going to go over is panel line accent color. So this is a very, very thin down black paint. As you can see, it's just a tiny brush. And what you would do is you would put this on all the marks on a piece of plastic to help them pop more. So, for example, I put some already on this. See, on this side, it looks very plain. You can't really see it. On this side, it's going to pop a little more because there's black in all the lines of the model. Of course, at that time is when my camera doesn't want to focus. Come on, you can do it. There you go. See how there's black lines? And then on this side, there's none. It's going to help show off all the detail that's on the plastic that you can already see. Now, it's not going to work for black pieces exactly. There are different colors of panel line accent that you can get, but for now I would just recommend start with the black. If you feel more comfortable, you can move on to, I believe there's gray and brown. Now, once you put it on, you can just, if it's bare plastic like this, you can just use your finger to smear off the top, so you're just only left with the paint and the cracks. The next thing you can do, decals. These are by HIQ, which make really high quality decals. You can get these on eBay and a bunch of other online stores. You would just cut out a single decal, you would soak it in water, and then you just lay it on the model wherever you think would look best. This adds a lot of detail where parts might be plain, there might be not much to look at, such as like right here on the top, there's not a lot going on. You can put them in a couple different spots, wherever you think is best. Most of the time people will put them on edges. They're mostly warning labels, or you can get them specifically for your model. You just look up whatever model you have and type in decal, D-E-C-A-L, or decal. I guess it depends on where you're from on how you pronounce it. These are really handy and they very much change the look of a model, very much so. And they're pretty cheap too. You can usually get them between $4 and $10 depending on how many you get. I think this is like $6. Now that you would have your decals, decals on, and your panel lining, what you can do is flat coat it. Now this is for an airbrush. This is Alclad Clear Coat Flat, but you can also get it in a spray can form by Testors if you don't have an airbrush and you just want to spray it. You would spray it from afar, and how that works is this is a non-flat piece and this is a flat piece. As you can see, there's a lot less shimmer on it. It's going to give you a lot more whenever there's bright lights, it'll be easier to take pictures of it or to look at it without so much glare coming off of it. It also makes it look less like plastic, which gives it a more realistic feel. Even on metals, flat coating will still make it look sharp and metal-like. It won't take away that shine. So flat coat is a really good thing. You can get it in can form until you're ready to learn how to airbrush. So that you don't get your fingerprints on it, the next thing I would recommend is alligator clips. They're really cheap. Again, get them online. Just search alligator clips, computer part clips, and these are just bamboo sticks. You can get them at a grocery store. You can get them anywhere. So what you would do is before you spray a flat coat, you would just clip it on, then you can hold it. You won't get any fingerprints on it. Whenever you're done, you can stick it, if you're outside, you can stick it in the grass. If you have a piece of styrofoam or cardboard, you can stick it on that to hold until the part's dry. And this will definitely is a must if you're ever gonna flat coat. You pretty much have to have alligator clips. There's no way around it. The last thing, this is something I personally love. Not all modelers use this. Hobby Wave part separator. Or I'm sorry, it's just wave part separator. You would hold this so that if you, let's say you miss a spot, like you forgot to put this little piece of plastic in, you can put this in between the pieces and pry it apart like that, like a crowbar. It allows you to undo a model without breaking it. It's extremely useful because if you're anything like me, you're gonna miss a piece once or twice, or maybe you want to go paint something, or you want to do something you can't quite reach it or get to it. You can break it apart again like this. I don't have fingernails, I nervously bite them, so I can't pry it apart with my fingernails. This is very useful. I think it's only like 12 bucks. So these are the basic pieces I would use if you want to increase your Gundams to look a little more presentable, maybe more like a model and less like just straight fixed build. The next one, I'm going to go over photography. That'll be for the next video. I'm just going to show you the basics on how to take pictures of your model so you can share it online with your friends. There's a very large Gundam community on Facebook, on Instagram. I guess there's obviously on YouTube as well. You can take your pictures, share it out there, and get feedback on how to improve or things that people really like about your models.